Hola, ¿qué tal? Este vídeo va a ser sobre evaluar mi lectura en inglés. Bueno, inglés es mi tercer idioma, creo. Pero voy a tratar de poner este vídeo en alguna parte, a lo mejor en Facebook o en YouTube, por si a alguien le interesa comentar sobre mi inglés en este caso o mi lectura en inglés. Voy a tratar de leer esto. Espero leerlo bien o tratar de pronunciar lo más que pueda. Ok, voy a empezar leyendo el título, que es How to Become a Positive Thinker. During a busy day, it can become all too easy to focus on the negative. You might feel tired, overworked, and stressed out by all of the conflicting demands of your time. As a result, negative thoughts can creep into your mind. While you know that thinking positively is better for your state of mind, you might be surprised to learn that it can also be good for your health. Research has demonstrated that positive thinking can have a wide variety of benefits, from improving your self-confidence and physiological well-being to actually boosting your physical health. So, what can you do to eliminate negative thoughts and replace them with a more positive outlook? Even if you are not a natural born optimist, there are things that you can do to develop your positive thinking skills and reap some of the benefits of positive thinking. Focus on your thoughts. In order to be a positive thinker, you need to learn how to really analyze your thoughts. The stream of conscious flow of thought can be difficult to focus on, especially if introspection is not your strong suit. When you encounter a challenging situation, try to notice how you think about what is happening. Do you engage in negative self-talk? Do you mentally criticize yourself or others? This negative thinking presents a minor obstacle, but identifying such thoughts is the first step in overcoming them. Some of the most common type of negative thinking involves focus on only the undesirable aspect of a situation. For example, let's imagine that you have just spent a busy day at work. You gave a presentation and completed several tasks ahead of schedule, but you forgot to return an important phone call. Despite the success of the day, that evening you find yourself ruminating on that one slip up and worry how it will affect your success at work. Instead of reflecting on the positive and acknowledging the negative, you are ignoring the good and magnifying the bad. Self-blame is another common type of negative thinking. When your department does not reach its sales quota for the month, you blame yourself rather than acknowledging that the slow economy has led to fewer sales overall. This type of negative thinking can be particularly damaging your physiological well-being. By taking the blame for things that are not your fault or are not in your control, your self-esteem and self-confidence takes a serious hit. How to become a positive thinker? Changing the negative thought cycle can be a challenge, and it is a process that takes time. It is important to note that repeating the platitudes that are often recommended by self-help books, I am good enough, I'm smart enough, people like me, can actually have a negative impact on your self-image. Positive thinking is not about putting on a pair of rose-colored glasses and ignoring all the negative things that you will encounter in life. That approach can be just as devastating as ignoring the positive and only focusing on the negative. Balance with a healthy dose of realism is the key. So what can you do when you find yourself overwhelmed with negative thoughts? Start with small steps. After all, you essentially trying to cultivate a new habit here. And as anyone who has ever tried to change a behavior or keep a resolution can tell you, these things takes time. Start by identifying one area of your life that is most affected by negative thinking. Perhaps you tend to think negative about your personal appearance or your performance in school. By starting with a single and relatively specific area of your life, the changes will be more likely to stick over the long run. So let's imagine that you have chosen to focus on your negative thinking with regards to school. The next step is to spend a little bit of time each day evaluating your own thoughts. When you find yourself thinking critical thoughts about yourself, take a moment to pause and reflect. While you might be upset about getting a bad grade on an exam, is berating yourself really the best approach? Is there any way to put a positive spin on this situation? While you might not have done well on this exam, at least you have a better indication of how to struggle with study time for the next big test. Watch carefully your negative self-talk. When your inner monologue starts suggesting that you will never get your assignments done on time, or that the work is too hard, find a way to take a more positive view of the situation. For example, if you are struggling to finish a research paper on time, look for ways that you can rearrange your schedule to make more time for the project rather than giving into hopelessness. When a homework assignment seems to be difficult to complete, see if taking a different approach to the problem or seeking out assistance from a classmate may help. Being a positive thinker is not about ignoring reality in favor of aspirational thoughts. It is more about taking a proactive approach to your life. Instead of feeling hopeless or overwhelmed, positive thinking allows you to tackle life's challenges by looking for effective ways to resolve conflicts and come up with creative solutions to problems. It might not be easy, but positive impact it will have on your mental, emotional, and physical health will be well worth it. It takes practice, lots of practice. This is not a step-by-step process that you can complete and be done with. Instead, it involves a lifelong commitment to looking inside yourself and being willing to change negative thoughts and make positive changes. Bueno, esto es todo. Yo sé que fallé en pronunciaciones, pero trato de mejorar. Yo me acuerdo hace, no sé, un tiempo, grabé también algo parecido y lo escuché y estaba horrible. Pero ahora, bueno, pienso que está un poco mejor. A ver si alguien sabe hablar bien inglés, que me dé una crítica. A ver qué pasa. Bueno, eso es todo. Gracias. Adiós.